Don't forget to like and subscribe to Jolie Knots Crochet. Share with your friends. Hit that little notification bell so you can get notified when new patterns release. All our videos are available in left and right-handed tutorials.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Jolie Knots Crochet. I'm Crystal and today we're making this roving braids cowl. Now we call it a roving braids cowl because we're creating braids, but we're working with a roving yarn that goes from thin to thick, or you can call it, this one's called thick and thin, but it's a roving yarn. Now this project can come in two different sizes. I chained 50 for an adult, and we're going to chain 40 for a child. Now I also did another project where I chained 60, so it was a little bit thinner and longer, kind of like a really short scarf. So really you can adjust this to make it into whatever you want it to be. So this is what yours will look like. Now this is a 1-row repeat. We're also going to be working in continuous rounds. So you just go and go and go and go and go until you find the end of your yarn, and you'll make the step down and tie it off just like that. So, of course I didn't weave in my ends yet, but you'll weave yours in. We'll begin, and then we're going to work in continuous rounds all the way around until you get the height that you desire. The yarn that we're using today is Buttercream Thick and Thin. It is a 5-ounce ball, a super bulky 6-weight yarn, and we've got 92 yards in this skein. It's 52% wool and 48% acrylic. And the color is teal. The color that we used for this one is called Spring. We will also be using an 11.5mm hook for this project. Go ahead and grab your materials and let's get started. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and take a slip knot. If you're making this for an adult, you're going to chain 50, and if you're making this for a child, you'll chain 40. I'm going to make this one for my daughter, so I'm going to chain 40. And 40. Now that I've got my 40 chains, I'm going to go down to the beginning of my chain, making sure not to twist your work. And I'm going to slip stitch to my first chain to join. Now what I'm going to do is chain 1. Now your chains might be a little bit hard to see, but really all you've got to do is feel around and you'll feel those open up. I'm going to single crochet into my first chain. We'll only be single crocheting at the beginning and at the end, and that's just to help us transition our step. Okay? Next, I'm going to place a half double crochet all the way around into every single chain space. 1 half double crochet. Now here we are, I've worked my way all the way around my chain, and I have my first single crochet here. So what I'm going to do for my transition is put a half double crochet into the back loop only. And now the stitch that you're going to work all the way around until you get the desired size that you want is a half double crochet. But we're going to be working those in the back bar. So you're going to see where it's hard because it's a roving yarn, but that's what makes this stitch so beautiful. you've got a V here for the top. You've got a V here for the top. So if you give your work a slight turn, this one is our back bar. This one is our back bar of the second stitch. This is the top of our third stitch, and this is the back bar of our third stitch. So we're going to half double crochet into the back bar of every single stitch, all the way around, either until you run out of yarn or until you get the desired size that you want. That's what we're gonna do, is just keep working our way with the half double crochet in the back bar. And what that's creating is it's pushing the V from the top to the front, and it looks like a braid. So just like this, roving braids all the way around. So I'm going to continue working this out all the way around into the back bar, and I will meet you right back and show you how to make the transition to complete your project once you get to the size that you want. Alright, here I am at my last half double crochet. I'm working up to the end. Last stitch, well, my last two stitches, we're going to single crochet, and then we're going to slip stitch. Maybe I should leave one a little bit longer. We'll single crochet into that back bar, and then we're going to slip stitch into that back bar. Okay, now our next one, we're going to do an invisible join. So we're going to come from the back of the back bar and pull our loop through, and then we'll slip stitch it, and that's going to hide our end much better than allowing it to pop out the top. And then you'll just weave in your ends and you're all nice and finished. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you do make this project, join us on the Jolie Knots Crochet community on Facebook and show us what you've made.